When I looked deeper into A Bridge Too Far, I expected a big war movie with famous actors and expensive battle scenes. But that was only the surface. Behind the camera, this film was shaped by real danger, real soldiers, real survivors, and memories that were still painful. Some people were acting history, others were remembering it. Released in 1977, A Bridge Too Far brought Operation Market Garden to the screen with massive scale. It had stars like Sean Connery, Robert Redford, Michael Caine, Anthony Hopkins, Gene Hackman, and James Caan. But the most interesting stories are not only about the famous faces. They are hidden in the bridges, the parachutes, the river crossing, and the people who helped recreate a battle they could never forget. This is not just movie trivia. These are the details that change how you see A Bridge Too Far. Fact 1. The famous Arnhem Bridge was not really Arnhem. The bridge is one of the most important images in the movie. It is the place where the entire mission seems to hang by a thread. But when the film was made, the original wartime Arnhem Bridge was no longer there in the same form, so the filmmakers had a problem. They needed a bridge that looked like 1944, not a modern replacement. Their solution was Deventer, a Dutch town about 30 kilometers away. The production used the bridge there and transformed it into the Arnhem Bridge for the movie. Most viewers never noticed, and that is what makes the illusion so impressive. The movie showed one of the most famous bridges in World War II history by filming a different bridge entirely. Fact 2. The parachute drop was not fake. In many war movies, large battle scenes are built with editing tricks. But A Bridge Too Far wanted the airborne landings to feel enormous, so the production used real military paratroopers, more than 1,000 of them. They jumped from real aircraft while cameras captured the action from the ground and the sky. That is why the scene still feels so physical. The parachutes are not just decoration. The men falling through the sky are really there. Coordinating that many soldiers, planes, and cameras was almost like planning a military exercise. Today, a sequence like that would probably be handled with digital effects. But in this film, the sky was full of real bodies, real risk, and real timing. It gave the movie a scale that is hard to fake. Fact 3. The river crossing was dangerous off-screen too. One of the most intense scenes in the movie is the Vaal River crossing. American soldiers push across the water in small boats while everything around them feels chaotic. It looks terrifying in the film, and behind the camera, it was not exactly comfortable either. The actors and stunt performers were placed in real boats on real water. Practical explosions were going off nearby. The current was stronger than expected. Some boats became difficult to control. Some even capsized during filming. Robert Redford, who played Major Julian Cook, was part of that sequence. So when the scene feels messy, cold, and frightening, there is a reason. It was not just performance. The production put the actors close enough to danger for the fear to feel real. That detail makes the scene hit differently. Fact 4. The title came from a warning. The phrase, "A bridge too far," sounds poetic now, but it came from something much darker. Before Operation Market Garden began, there were already doubts about how far the Allied plan was pushing. The mission depended on capturing several bridges across the Netherlands, but the final bridge at Arnhem was the biggest gamble. According to the famous story, British General Frederick Browning warns that the plan might be going one bridge too far. Whether the exact words were spoken exactly that way has been debated, but the meaning was perfect. It captured the fear behind the operation, not failure after the fact, doubt before it even began. That is why the title works so well. It is not just a name, it is a warning the story could never escape. Fact 5. The author never saw the film. Before the movie, there was the book. Cornelius Ryan spent years researching Operation Market Garden. He interviewed veterans from both sides. He collected memories, details, and personal stories from people who had been there. But while writing the book, Ryan was seriously ill. He was fighting prostate cancer, and his condition grew worse during the process. He died in 1974. The film was released 3 years later. That means Ryan never saw his work become one of the biggest war movies of the decade. He knew the adaptation was coming, but he never saw a single finished frame. That gives the film a quiet sadness. Because behind the massive cast and huge battle scenes, there was a writer trying to preserve a story before. Fact 6. Some Dutch extras were not pretending. One of the most emotional details in A Bridge Too Far is hidden in the crowd scenes. When Dutch civilians appear on screen, cheering and reacting to Allied soldiers, many of them were local people. Some came from towns connected to Operation Market Garden. Some had lived through the war as children. So when they were asked to recreate scenes of liberation and wartime emotion, it was not just acting. For some of them, it was memory. That changes the way those moments feel. The crowd does not look like a background detail. It feels personal, because in a way, the film was not only recreating history for an audience, it was bringing history back to the people who had survived it. Fact 7. The composer had actually been there. The music in A Bridge Too Far carries a different kind of weight, and there is a reason for that. The score was written by John Addison, but Addison was not just a composer looking back at World War II from a safe distance. During the war, he served in the British Army, and his unit was connected to XXX Corps, the same ground force that tried to push toward Arnhem during Operation Market Garden. So when he wrote the music for the film, he was not only imagining the battle, he was returning to it. He knew the pressure of that advance, he knew the frustration, he knew what failure felt like when real lives were attached to it. That is why the score does not feel like simple war movie music. It does not just make the battle sound bigger, it makes the memory feel heavier. And that may be the most powerful hidden detail of all. The film was not only performed by actors, in some ways it was remembered by the people who made it. A Bridge Too Far is remembered as a massive war epic, but the deeper story is much more human. A fake bridge stood in for a real battlefield. Real paratroopers filled the sky. A dangerous river crossing became one of the film's most unforgettable scenes. Local people helped recreate memories from their own past, and the music was written by someone who had lived through the same operation. That is why the movie still feels haunted. It is not only about courage. It is about ambition, failure, memory, and the cost of believing a plan can go further than reality allows. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe to Cinema Unmasked, and tell us which fact surprised you the most. And in the comments, let us know which classic war movie we should unmask next. Because every movie has a mask, and we are here to take it off.